Welcome to The Source, where we combine the headlines with in-depth conversations with the newsmakers themselves. I'm Pinky Webb. Today on the program, Mayor Janice Degamo, the widow of slain Negros Oriental Governor Roel Degamo, faces her husband's alleged killers. Suspended Negros Oriental Congressman Arnie Teves refuses to return home despite an assurance of government security. The lawyer of the Degamo family, Levy Baligod, joins us live. And later, the Education Department is urged to shorten class hours due to the extreme heat. Teachers Dignity Coalition National Chairperson Benjo Basas tells us more. For the first time, Pamplona Mayor Janice Degamo faced the gunmen who allegedly killed her husband, Negros Oriental Governor Roel Degamo. It was an emotional moment for the widow.
Mahirap i-describe.
Prosecutors on Monday heard the murder complaint on the assassination of Degamo and 8 others at the Justice Department. The complaint is against the suspects under the custody of the National Bureau of Investigation. But up to now, the alleged masterminds, including Congressman Arnie Teves, have yet to face any complaint.
Of course, we would want the mastermind uncovered and go to jail.
And let's go straight to the source of the story. We have Degamo family lawyer, Attorney Levy Baligod. Attorney Baligod, thank you so much for your time, sir. Welcome to the source.
Thank you, ma'am, and good morning to all viewers.
Okay, so attorney, kahapon, nagkaroon na naman ng preliminary hearing or preliminary investigation. And this was the time that the widow, Mayor Janice Degamo, faced the alleged suspects involved in the murder of Governor Degamo. So I heard a bit of that. Nasabi nga niya, it was mahirap daw i-describe. Ano ho bang nakita ninyo nung nagsama po sila sa isang lugar?
Ma'am, the moment Mayor Degamo saw the respondents, he started sobbing. Umiyak po siya. He was crying throughout the proceedings yesterday.
Mm-hmm. And this was the first time, no, attorney, na nakaharap niya sila?
Yes, first time.
Opo.
And I also know that the 4 respondents who were the subjects of the preliminary investigation yesterday were apologizing to her through nodding and parang po sila. Humihingi sila ng kapatawaran kay Mayor Degamo.
Paano, attorney? Paano?
Humihingi po sila ng kapatawaran kay Mayor Degamo kahapon, ma'am.
Opo. Oo. Attorney, I seek for your patience. Attorney, pasensya na po, medyo malabo po yung ating line of communication. So there are portions na sinasabi ninyo na hindi ko gaano maintindihan. So, ulitin po natin kung if it doesn't work out, we'll go on a break. Sir, sabi niyo humihingi sila ng kapatawaran kay Mayor Janice. Tama po?
Yes, ma'am.
Ayun, okay.
They were looking at Mayor Degamo at nakaganon po sila na
Okay.
they were doing this gesture towards Mayor Degamo.
And you're talking about 4 of the respondents.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell
because
us.
the others were already subjected to inquest proceedings and their cases were already filed in court. And in fact, the RTC of Manila already scheduled for their arraignment. Pero itong 4 po kasi na ito po yung mga nag-surrender. So since they were not legally arrested, rather they surrendered voluntarily. That's why they have to go through the normal preliminary investigation proceedings.
That's how we understand that, attorney. Maraming salamat po doon. Kapag nag-surrender ang isang respondent, dadaan po siya dito sa tinatawag nating preliminary hearing o preliminary investigation na isinasagawa ng panel of prosecutors. Tama po. Yung sinabi niyo pong 6, ito po ay na-subject na sa inquest proceedings at ano po ang status nila? Hinihintay na lamang ang All right, we're gonna try to maybe just call him on the phone. We're not having a very stable connection with Attorney Levy Baligot. We were really just talking about the preliminary investigation yesterday that was held. I believe that was the second time, but the first time for Mayor Janice Degamo to actually face the 4 respondents. There are about 10 or 11 of them, these alleged suspects that are under the custody of the NBI. And ang sinasabi nga ni Attorney Baligot, 6 of them already underwent inquest proceedings. So now we're looking at the 4 respondents who had surrendered and hence are going through the normal proceedings of a what is called a preliminary investigation, wherein a panel of prosecutors is looking into the complaint regarding these 4. My understanding, of course, we'd like to know from Attorney Levy Baligot, is that these 4 file a counter affidavit, and exactly what did they admit? We need to take a very short break. We'll try to reestablish our connection with Attorney Baligot. We'll be right back. You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. I'm Pinky Webb. Our source today, the Degamo family lawyer, Attorney Levy Baligot. Attorney Baligot, welcome back to The Source. Sir, so you were talking about the 6, no? Dun medyo hindi na maganda yung ating line of communication. The 6 underwent inquest proceedings and sabi mo nasa korte na po.
Correct, ma'am. Yung 6 kasi po na yan, ito po yung nahuli, hot pursuit. So they are still considered arrested in flagrante delicto. So they were subjected to inquest proceedings, which is the proceedings required by the rules of court. However, yung 4 po ay nag-surrender po sila voluntarily sa government. Hindi po sila arrested in flagrante delicto. Kaya po ang proper proceeding is a preliminary investigation where they are entitled to submit a counter affidavit. But yesterday, they already manifested that they will no longer file their counter affidavit, which technically means that they have surrendered or accepted their fate in under the cases. So the cases will be resolved based on the evidence submitted by the complainants. At definitely po, yung resolution ng panel of prosecutors dyan ay they will be indicted.
Yeah, because first, sir, what is the impact and what does it mean when one does not or refuses to file a counter affidavit? Ano ho ba ang ibig sabihin nun? Does it mean that umaamin sila sa krimen? Ganun ho ba ibig sabihin nun?
Ang ibig sabihin nun, ma'am, ay they want the panel of investigators to resolve the complaints based on the evidence available on record. So since the complaints make out a case for multiple murder cases and frustrated murder cases, yun po yung magiging findings na ng panel dahil hindi naman sila mag-submit ng any countervailing evidence to refute the complaint.
Yeah, but if you don't refute these charges or this complaint rather against you, na kasama ka, parte ka ng isang grupo responsible for the assassination of Governor Degamo and 8 others, does it necessarily mean that, that's my understanding, sir, umaamin sila sa krimen?
Yes, ma'am. Technically, yun po yung effect.
Opo. At in other words, another effect of this would be the decision of the panel, mapapabilis po yung decision ng panel of prosecutors kasi hindi na sila nag-file ng counter affidavit.
That's correct, ma'am.
Okay. Once this is resolved by the panel of prosecutors, what is going to be the role of these 4? Sila ba ay pwedeng maging, can they turn state witness because of them not filing a counter affidavit? Can they turn state witness because maybe they're the least guilty? Di ba meron pong ganon? Pwede kang maging state witness kung lumalabas na ikaw ang least guilty sa krimen?
Oo, ma'am. Kung least guilty ka, po pwede. At saka second, kung yung testimony ng applicant to become a state witness is indispensable to prove the crimes, po pwede po silang ma-qualify as a state witness. But as it is, the evidence is sufficient already to successfully prosecute all of them without any of them becoming a state witness.
So, wala hong plano dito sa apat to turn state witness? Ganun ho ba yun?
Wala pa ma'am na plano kaming sa prosecution side, wala kaming plano na gagamitin kahit sino sa kanila na maging state witness. We can still prove the crimes charged based on the evidence available, ma'am.
And you don't want any of them to turn state witness, is that correct, sir?
As of now, ma'am, we don't need any of them to become a state witness.
You know, Attorney, I hope you don't mind, no? It still puzzles me if there is no one of the four who can possibly turn state witness that they didn't even defend themselves before the panel of prosecutors.
Yes, ma'am. Kwan naman po yan eh. When they will be arraigned, they will be assisted by counsel.
Opo.
Ay, pag sinabi nilang
Not guilty. Opo.
tapos na po yun.
Opo.
Pag sinabi naman nilang not guilty sila, as I said, we have sufficient evidence to prosecute them successfully.
Okay.
And kwan naman ma'am, nag-execute actually sila ng affidavits, no? Kasama yan sa record ng cases. At
Yeah.
doon sa affidavit nila, inaamin naman po nila yung participation nila. So, the prosecutors will just ask them to affirm in court their sworn statements during the investigation stage. And tama na po yun. Sufficient na po yun.
So the sworn statement of the four says, we were part of the group that killed Governor Degamo and 8 others. Yung po ang kanyang sinabi ng apat.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Attorney, give us a sense, sir, because it seems like obviously there are two groups, no? Because yung 6 po na inquest at nasa korte na po yung kaso, hindi ho ba? And the other one is up for resolution by the panel of prosecutors. Are the 10
Yes, ma'am.
singing the same tune? Are the 10 saying the same thing? Or are the 4 saying something different and the 6 saying something different as well?
Na, ma'am, the statement of each of them create a tapestry of evidence that shows their separate roles but conspiratorial roles in the execution of the massacre. Nagtutugma po lahat yung kanilang mga sinasabi.
Okay. Yung 4 ho, balikan ko lang po yung 4, nandun ho talaga sila paglusob sa compound ng mga Degamo?
Opo.
Okay.
In fact, nandoon yung mga shooters talaga na
Opo.
nakabaril Governor Degamo.
And then the 6 na in-inquest po, ganun din po yung sinasabi. Umamin din ho ba yung 6 dun sa pagpatay kay Degamo and 8 others?
Yes, ma'am. Kasi nung when they were shown the CCTV footages, they identified themselves kung saan
Yeah.
sila, sino sila doon sa CCTV.
Yeah. Yung may
footages.
pangalan po, yung pinakita ni Sec Ben-Hur tsaka ni Sec Remulla, ni Sec Boying, yung pagpasok po ng compound tapos may mga pangalan that they even showed in the Senate. Yan po yan.
Yes, ma'am.
Opo.
Oo.
Okay.
Sila yung nag-identify sa sarili nila na sila yon.
Now, okay, here's my next question, sir. Sabihin po natin for the sake of our, sabihin natin the resolution, sabi mo, at in all indications, kakasuhan po itong 4. Ilan hong kaso ito? Iba ho ba yung kaso ng 4 that can be filed before a court to the one that na 6 na na-inquest na at nasa korte na? Or ipagsasama-sama ho ba to? How does that progress?
Pare-pareho ma'am yung cases nila, no? Yung 9 murders at saka 18 frustrated murders. And once the cases are filed with the RTC, I am very certain that all these cases will be consolidated with those already filed in court.
I see. Of the 6 that was already filed in court, you're hoping or you're optimistic that they will all be consolidated. Attorney, what about Marvin, Halaman, Miranda? Has he admitted to this?
Hindi ma'am nagsasalita, although all the 9 former soldiers admitted and identified Marvin Miranda as one who led the briefing, no, the final briefing before the assassination
And where was this briefing?
in Sugar Central, ma'am, in Santa Catalina.
I see. Yun yung HDJ.
Yes, ma'am. Opo.
Siya po nag-lead itong si Marvin Miranda.
Siya po ang nag-briefing sa kanila at
Nag-brief.
siya rin po kasi ang nag-recruit, no?
Opo.
Ni-recruit niya si Isturiz, si Joven Javier at saka si Rodriguez.
Yeah. But
At
he's
yung
not
tatlong
talking,
ito po-
sir. Hindi ho ba? Sabi niya,
Yes,
hindi siya nagsasalita.
Opo.
Opo. So now let's go to the mastermind. Kasi sinasabing mastermind po itong si Marvin Miranda at allegedly si Congressman Arnie Teves. My question, sir, is, has anyone really directly pointed to Congressman Arnie Teves and not mere hearsay? Because from my understanding, posibleng hearsay po ito. Please correct me if I'm wrong, sir.
Ma'am, during the last briefing in the evening of March 3, 2023, there was parang ito, ma'am, Zoom, no? A Telegram, makikita mo yung mukha ng kausap mo. And Congressman Teves and Marvin Miranda were talking over the phone. And itong mga sundalo po, yung mga dating sundalo,
Opo.
were able to witness the conversation at they know who was in the other line, and it was Congressman Teves.
And they saw the video.
Yes, ma'am.
Opo,
Oo.
opo. Lumabas na rin po yun. Other than that, is there anything else, sir?
Ma'am, yung mga si Isturiz kasi, dati nang nagtrabaho yan kay Congressman Teves before. Umalis lang siya, nagtrabaho siya sa isang businessman from Pampanga. And nung na-perfect na nila Congressman Teves yung plano, because the plan runs all the way back to 2016 po, ma'am eh. We have a witness who will testify that he was approached way back in 2016 to lead the assassination. And he is well aware of the
Okay.
most recent plan to implement it. And lahat sinasabi nila, si Congressman Teves ang nasa dulo nito.
Okay. And kailan ho magkakaroon o magfa-file ng reklamo laban sa sinasabing mastermind? Because sir, they're saying there's about 3 to 5. Tama ho ba na mastermind? Isa na po si Marvin Miranda?
Ma'am, actually, ang masterminds dito, ang sinasabi nila, yung magkapatid, si Congressman Teves at saka si Henry Teves, at ang inutusan lang nilang mag-implement si Marvin Electona, who was assigned to buy firearms and to recruit and complete the assassination team. Si Nigel Electona naman, yung head security ng HDJ compound, was in charge with providing the safe house, yung mga pagkain, yung mga pera na kailanganin nila. And then there is another one that I cannot divulge the name at this time. Siya po yung
Okay.
nag-develop ng mga informants na nagtatrabaho sa loob ng pamamahay ni na Governor Degamo. And we already identified the 2 employees who were even present during the final briefing on March 3, 2023.
Okay. All right. Attorney, I wish we had more time. I'd like to speak to you again because I was able to interview Congressman Arnie Teves kahapon. Mabilis lang po, pwede, kahit mga 20 seconds, nasagot
Yes,
ninyo.
ma'am.
Bakit daw tinitingnan yung kanyang pera, hindi naman siya galing sa mahirap na pamilya? Ang sabi po niya, bakit hindi tingnan ng SALN ni Mayor Janice Degamo at ni Mayor Fritz Diaz?
Kung meron po siyang reklamo sa SALN ni na Fritz Diaz and Mayor Degamo, mag-file po siya ng complaint sa ombudsman. But the subject matter now is yung kanya, yung sarili niya, yung pagpapapatay niya sa mga tao doon. Sa aming record lang po, we have 64 already na pinapatay niya, political killings. Siya po ang nirereklamo namin. kung meron siyang ebidensya laban sa iba, katulad nung sinasabi niyang kay Secretary Boying Remulla, kay Secretary Abalos, kasuhan niya po sila.
Okay.
Pero yung sinasabi po ma'am niya no, na planted daw yung evidence,
Yes, yes.
ito lang ang gusto kong i-emphasize. Nung mag-implement ng search warrant yung CIDG, pagdating sa bahay ni Congressman Teves, meron nang nag-aabang na 3 abogado doon at saka mga 20 na mga empleyado nila, no? Na meron na silang cellphone na nakaabang. And after the search, pumirma po yung mga lawyers, ang sabi nila, the search was orderly. So nasaan po yung sinasabi niya na nagplant ang mga pulis, wala nga silang maipakita man lang na video despite the presence of 20 employees
And
na
3
sinusundan
attorneys.
yung mga pulis.
Okay. All right. Attorney, we'll have another, siguro we'll have a part 2. Maraming salamat po sa inyo,
Salamat
Attorney
po.
Levy Baligod. Thank you, sir. And we will be taking a quick break. This is The Source on CNN Philippines. Please stay tuned.